Wheels America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance, the official insurance of Wheels America. Today on Wheels America, we grab a Viper by the tail and give it a ride. We track down a one-of-a-kind 65 Chevy Malibu with all the extras. We find a rare Dodge Desoto with the original rumble seat. And we'll take a look at more of the greatest cars ever made on Wheels America.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm going to tell you about my car. It's a 1966 GT 350 Tribute. It's got a 289 4-barrel. I restored it myself over the last 10 years. I've owned it for 17 years. So the car's got a 289 4-barrel A code, which was rebuilt. I was able to save the block and rebuilt it all internally and externally. I did add an electric fan and an aluminum rad, so I'm able to drive it long distances and go to shows. And it does have headers, which I put in, which I had ceramic coated along with the exhaust as well. It's got Wimbledon white with GT 350 blue stripes, Guardsman blue they were called. Originally had a white vinyl top, which I didn't want white because it gets dirty easy. I did not want a black top because it didn't suit the car, so I decided to find this factory Ford blue to go along with the car, which I really enjoy. On the interior, the car was a Pony Deluxe interior, which it is blue and white. I did change the vinyl on it as the old vinyl was getting raggedy. Put new vinyl on it. Original frames on the car, on the seats, front and back. The original frame on the convertible top, I just changed the vinyl. Original steering wheel, original dash. The car's got all original panels on the interior, other than the vinyl on the seats. I'm Paul, and this is the story of my car.
Terry, what do you think it is about these car shows that attract so many people?
I'll tell you what it does it for me. When I come here and I look at these cars, I look at these cars as history. These things were here way before me, and I just look at them and think, man, what transitions have these cars gone through? What the world transition has gone through while these cars were, the modern transportation, and looking at the engineering of the 30s and the simplicity and where it's come to today. So for me, that's what I really like coming to these shows for, is to see the evolvement of not only just automobiles, but the world. To me, that's just the coolest part about it.
Are you a collector?
Yes, I am. I have cars ranging from the 1930s to the 50s. That's my range I'm currently in.
I like the people, I like the paint jobs on the cars, the parade last night was super fun, the burnouts in the street.
What is it that attracts you to car shows?
I just love cars. I do turn my own wrenches. The car culture is just the people. It's something fun you can do. It's something I enjoy, driving unique vehicles, unusual. And it's just a lot of fun to hang out with people and enjoy a nice day like today.
We're here with our friend, and they just bought a 2016 ZL1 Corvette, and it's in the show.
I've been admiring this beautiful 1957 Dodge Custom Royal D500. Owners Darren and Joyce are willing to talk to me about it. Darren, from what I understand, this vehicle, although beautiful now, did not always look that way.
No, not at all. It was a total restoration. The frame was shot, so I had to get a new frame for it, and it needed a new partial floor, a lot of body panels and paint, and from there I got the car and did the rest. He had it for 2 years and I had it for 2 years, so it was a total of 4-year restoration.
Darren, I noticed you had a 325 Hemi under the hood. Is that the stock engine?
Yeah, it's the engine the car was built with. It's on the build sheet, and but when I got it, of course, it didn't run. It needed a total rebuild, and it's got dual quads with the high performance cam, but it took about 2 years just to do the engine. But I did that while the body work was being done elsewhere, so it kind of all fit in.
Darren, the inside of this car is spotless and beautiful. I'm sure that wasn't always that way either, so what have you done to the interior?
Well, the interior was totally redone. When we got it, the seats were there and the springs, but there was no covers. We got the specifications, and we got the original colors and the original patterns and everything. And so I took it to a trim shop and told them exactly what I wanted. So when the trim shop did the interior, they made it just like it came from the factory. And fortunately, the car came with a new old stock steering wheel, and so that saved a lot of trouble. But the top was all rebuilt, and the back window and carpets, just totally rebuilt the interior.
Darren, I love the color of this car. It is absolutely gorgeous. Is that stock also?
It's a stock color. The car was built in 1957. A tropical coral and glacier white. And obviously I didn't paint the car, but we wanted it just the way it came from the factory.
Driving collector cars is a thrilling experience. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We have a passion for collector cars just like you do, so protect your cherished investment the right way. At Grundy, you get agreed value coverage, zero deductible, and unlimited mileage. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com and we'll show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
You're watching Wheels America.
Coming up on Wheels America, it's muscle cars. We fire up a Viper and corral one of the wildest Mustangs around when Wheels America comes roaring back.
I'm Sam Grundy. At Grundy Insurance, we'll get your quote done super fast. It's quick, easy, and it'll save you money. With Grundy, you get agreed value, zero deductible, unlimited mileage, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com. You'll be amazed at how fast we can get you rolling. Call us today. At Grundy, we get it.
I'm sitting here today with Gerald in his 1995 Dodge Viper, one of America's great muscle cars. So Gerald, what can you tell me about this car?
Well, I love the Generation 1. They were 92 to 95. 96s are considered Generation 1.5, but most people say they're Generation 2s. And I just love the look, the curves in it. It's a throwback to the Shelby Cobras. That's what Robert Lutz, who was the president of Chrysler at the time, wanted. He wanted kind of a throwback, drivers-orientated car. And so that's why I love it. I just love the shape. They're rare. You don't see them every day, and I just love it.
Gerald, I know the last year that they made Vipers was 2017, so that would make this 1995 pretty rare.
Yes, the Generation 1s right now are getting rare. I think they only made 5,000 or 6,000 of them or something like that. And finding one that's in really good shape is getting harder and harder, and they stopped making them, like you said, in 2017. So I think all Vipers will one day be a very rare breed of a car.
So what do you have under the hood that really powers this baby?
It's a V10, it's an 8.0 liter. I like to say 488 cubic inch because that's the way Americans say it. It's got stage 5 Viper heads in it. It's got aftermarket cam. It's got bigger throttle bodies. It's got diamond pistons and pins. Everything is blueprinted and balanced. It's got roll racing engine controls, Bellinger headers, boiler catback exhaust. It's estimated at about 600 and something horses. For a Generation 1, that's a lot because Generation 1s are like 400 horses out of the factory. It really takes off with you.
And so obviously you've souped up the engine. What about the interior here?
The interior was done by Venzo Automotive here in Michigan. Over the stock Viper interior like this is leather. The stock Viper interior had more like a fabric over it and so forth. So I didn't want to go too far with the interior. I wanted to keep it nice looking, not gaudy. And I think we did a good job with the touches, the chrome touches and so forth.
I love the effect with the racing stripe, but is this original?
The red paint is original. The white stripes were added later. I wanted to differentiate a little bit because there are a lot of red Vipers from Generation 1, and that just gives it kind of a uniqueness. They came out with a GTS, I think in '96, that was blue with white stripes. Before that, there were no stripes on the Vipers.
Gerald, I can tell that you've put an extreme amount of thought into every enhancement that you have made on this vehicle. So what else is special about it?
I put diffusers on the back end, and if you do auto crossing, that helps. You take it out to a track, that helps it stick to the road better. That's an aftermarket thing I did on the back. I didn't want to go too far with putting bolts and stuff, on the body, or drilling on the body, anything like that. And I have CCW wheels at all four corners. I love the original chrome wheels that came on it. They were 3-spoke, but I want it again to be different. When I go to a car show, I want it to stand out. I don't want it to look like every other Viper that's there. I love the Viper, now don't get me wrong, but I wanted mine to look different, my personal taste.
Well, I think you did a beautiful job. So do you use this as a daily driver or just for car shows?
I use it for car shows, autocrossing. I love to take my wife out on long rides and cruises following the lake. And I just have a ball in the car every time I get in it. And you get so many compliments and looks. It just makes, if you're having a down day, you get in this baby, your day gets a lot better.
Gerald, what do you say we fire this baby up?
Go for it.
Now that's a Viper.
Hi, I'm Adrian and I want to tell you about my car. I have a 2012 Ford Mustang GT, has a 5-liter Coyote. It has a fully built motor. It has MMR, timing chain guides, billet oil pump gears. It has Cook's long tube headers, an X-pipe, SOP axle back. It has a Boss 302 intake with a Steeda cold air intake, 1000cc injectors, nitrous express kit. I'm the owner of Caesar Racing and Performance, so all the work on the car I've done myself in the shop. I have ADR M Classic wheels. They're 19 by 10s in the front and 19 by 13 in the rear. I have the GT500 Brembo brake upgrade. I have true fiber, carbon fiber side skirts, rear mud guards, rear valence extensions, APR, carbon fiber rear diffuser, MMD roof spoiler, that's also carbon fiber. I'm Adrian, I've owned over 15 Mustangs, and that's the story of my car.
Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at grundy.com.
You're watching Wheels America!
Woo!
Hi, I'm Chris, and let me tell you about my car. This is my 1965 Mustang Fastback. My dad bought this car in 1992 from the second owner. It is a honey gold exterior color with ivy gold interior. It came with factory air and factory power steering, and it currently has about 56,000 original miles. I took over the car from my dad in 2005, and from there I kind of went through the car and restored the suspension to stock using new old stock or reconditioned original parts. Both the upper and lower control arms have been redone. The rear end has been blasted and repainted by me and putting all the factory markings back on the car. It has the ACO 289 4-barrel motor. Again, it came with factory AC and factory power steering. It has the early model Eaton power steering pump, which is very hard to find with the correct mounting brackets, so it sits lower to clear the AC compressor. It is an early build fastback. It was built October 29th of 1964 in San Jose. It was sold new on November 6th of '64 when my dad went on his 15th wedding anniversary with my mom to buy this car for that he was going to make a daily driver. He went to a Mustang shop to have something done to the car, and they talked him out of making it a daily driver. He made it his show car, and now it is my show car, and I take great care of it and make sure that it's MCA correct to gold level standards. I'm Chris, and that is the story of my car.
Classic cars fall into a number of categories, from brass era to antique to exotic to classic, and to a group that gets everyone's motor running: muscle cars. If you searched for a definition of a muscle car, you'd find it's an American original term for a group of high-performance two-door sports cars with powerful engines. That's so you can go from 0 to 60 fast, real fast. Many of these beauties gained their popularity during the 60s and 70s, when nameplates like the Chevelle SS, Pontiac GTO, and Dodge Charger Daytona were cruising the streets and smoking their tires. But many car buffs who really know their stuff will tell you the first muscle car was produced much sooner. So, do you know which model is considered the very first muscle car? Was it the 1964 Pontiac GTO, the 1955 Chrysler C300, the 1949 Oldsmobile Rocket 88, or the 1957 AMC Rambler Rebel? We'll have the answer when Wheels America comes roaring back.
These are some beautiful cars. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We love classic cars as much as you do. That's why we tailor your policy for the way you drive. A Grundy policy covers you for 100% of the agreed value, unlimited mileage, 0 deductible, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com and we'll quickly show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
Coming up on Wheels America, two oldies but goodies, a 65 Malibu and a 32 DeSoto, when Wheels America returns.
Car guys love a fast car. I'm Sam Grundy. At Grundy Insurance, we'll get your quote done super fast. It's quick, easy, and it'll save you money. With Grundy, you get agreed value, 0 deductible, unlimited mileage, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com. You'll be amazed at how fast we can get you rolling. Call us today. At Grundy, we get it.
Okay, here's the answer to our Carfax quiz. Which classic is generally considered the very first muscle car? If you said the 1949 Oldsmobile Rocket 88, you're right. With a top speed of just 97 miles per hour, it took a full 13 seconds to go from 0 to 60. And in 1949, that was considered muscle. With an overhead valve Rocket V8 engine and a lighter, more streamlined design, the 49 Oldsmobile appealed to everyone's need for speed. And it's the first of the American muscle cars. And that's a Wheels America car fact.
I'm looking at a beautiful 1965 Chevelle Malibu. Let's talk to the owner and find out more about it. Jim, you have such a beautiful car here. Tell us a little bit about what you have under the hood.
Well, this car, as a Z16, came with a 375 horse, 396. Now, this isn't an original Z16, but we put a fresh 396, 375 horsepower motor in it. That was part of the restoration when I first bought it. We just recently had an original battery that we found out in California installed. We also purchased a lot of other neat features that only came with a Z16 Chevelle, and that's what makes everything about this car so rare and probably why it won the award. So the hubcaps, for example, are made out of magnesium, and they only came with 200 cars in 1965. Other things were a multiplex stereo that you could only get in those 200 cars. 160 mile an hour speedometer, again, that only came with those cars. Double spoke steering wheel only came with those cars. So all those things that you can't buy anymore are on this car, and that's what makes it so special.
The Packard plant opened here in Detroit, Michigan in 1903 as the most modern automobile plant in the world. The original facility was 3.5 million square feet and later was expanded to 5 million square feet. The plant had a signature walkway that crossed over Grand Boulevard, connecting administrative offices with production facilities. More than 40,000 workers were employed at this plant, building some of the most luxurious cars in the world. From the Grey Wolf to the Packard Caribbean, Packard was known for outstanding luxury cars, in the same class as Duesenberg and Cadillac. The last Packard built here was produced on June 25, 1956. For the next 2 years, Packards would be built in South Bend, Indiana by Studebaker. Packards were elegant and stately. They transported presidents, diplomats, and even gangsters too. Owning a Packard was a sign of wealth and success. As for this factory, the plant that opened in 1903 as the most modern automobile plant in the world closed in 1956 as the largest abandoned factory in the world.
I just saw this beautiful 32 Desoto. Let's talk to its owner. Jerry, what can you tell me about this car?
Well, this is a very rare 1932 Desoto SC convertible roadster, of which there was only 890 built in 1932. And as far as all of the research that we've done, we've only been able to find less than 10 that still exist.
Everything on this vehicle is pristine, including the interior. What did you do?
Well, I had the upholstery and the top made by Roy at Drew's Garage in Tempe, Arizona. I designed the dash, so you'll notice that all of the gauges when you're sitting in the driver's seat all face the driver, which is quite unique, and people do notice that.
Jerry, this is a beautiful color.
Yes, it's a color that was engineered by Cheap Foose along with BASF. It's called Grand National Champagne Metallic, but that's a bit of a misnomer because there's no metallic in this paint. The sparkle that you see is actually crushed onyx.
You know, when I was looking at the car, I noticed you had a Chevy small block.
Yes, it's a 383 stroker Chevy small block with scat crank, Brodex heads, Isky cam, and it has fuel injection by MSD. So it dynoed at 435 horsepower, so it's got plenty of get up and go.
What would you say is the most unique thing about this vehicle?
Well, the fact that it still has the original rumble seat in the back. A lot of people take them out these days, and I chose to keep it in.
So how do you get into this rumble seat?
Well, originally they had a step on the taillight on the fender and one on top of the fender, but I didn't want that for aesthetic reasons, so now you have to step on the bumper and then step up into the seat itself.
Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at grundy.com.
You're watching Wheels America.
We're here with Larry Smith at the Smith Collection. Larry, tell us a little bit about your collection here.
Well, we have about 50 cars, and there is a common theme to my collection, basically, because I get asked that a lot, what's the theme? And my theme is what I like. I collect what I like.
So you got a 1936 Scarab as part of your collection. That's a pretty rare car. Can you tell us about that?
I can. It was designed and built by a fellow named William Stout, who was an aircraft designer, who actually, this was, the car, the Stout Scarab was his first attempt at building a car, and he used a lot of principles of aircraft design with aerodynamics, and his motto was to add lightness. He used a lot of aluminum and magnesium and Obviously, he learned all that from building airplanes. But, you know, it was built in 1936, and in 1936, pretty much all cars had big fenders, big fat fenders, and running boards and things like that. The body is the complete envelope of the car. It's very sleek. If you look down the side, it's very flat. Plus, the engine is in the rear. It has a Ford flathead V8 mounted in the rear, which was really, it's not the first car that had a rear-mounted engine, but it was very, very unusual in that day. My car is one of 5 that is known to exist. There's really no records as to how many. There's some people think there might have been 7 or 8, but it's such an unusual car that I doubt any are hidden in some barn someplace.
You're watching Wheels America.
Wheels America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance, the official insurance of Wheels America.
Send us information about your car show and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.